Here are 3 lessons I wish I understood as we built our company, our 8-figure business, Goodness Lover, to over 1 million people on our active email list. We send millions of emails a month, so if this helps you just a little bit to understand why right now is so important that you transition and start building an email list, I'll explain a little further. You see, I've been advertising on Facebook for at least 15 years. It was back in the day when we had cheap clicks and we could just basically target anyone, and it was much, much easier back then. But over time, over the last several years particularly, things have changed a lot. Our targeting has become a little bit more difficult, and less control is in our hands as media buyers. And so if you're trying to generate traffic and build a list yourself, you might have discovered that things are getting a little bit harder out there. And this is down to 3 main things that I think is going on in the industry right now. So point number 1 is this: there is a saturation, a total saturation of AI generated content and or poorly generated ChatGPT content, or just a saturation of offers in general. So the audience has shifted. And so our expectations on what we will get in a course right now and how much we will understand from an owner is at a completely different level than it was 5 to 10 years ago. So people now demand a lot more before they even purchase a product. They want to see a trail of who you are, like what makes you tick, your background, how can I can trust you? Because I can guarantee you they've probably already purchased like maybe 12 to 10 other courses that are similar to yours, or they've maybe already purchased a product, or they've already purchased some form of supplement, or whatever. You're in e-commerce or if you're in coaching and training, it doesn't matter. The market is at this point of saturation, and they're very, 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 very skeptical. So it's critically important that you just don't send anything out to your list, that you send really good personalized copy that tells your story, and it's clearly not overly all this full of emojis and M dashes and things like that you get out of ChatGPT. It's clearly coming from your perspective. So we have all sorts of training on this. You can't fully cover it in a single video, but basically they need to see who you are. They need to build a parasocial relationship with you. So in this content saturated world right now, things have shifted. And it leads to point number 2. And I think that info has shifted over time. Now, we have done multiple 7 figures through info, actually over 8 figures. And it's been quite the journey. It's been a huge part of our success. But what I'm noticing now with AI is that information is a lot cheaper and easier to get hold of than it ever has been before. In that same time period, even before AI, we've seen YouTube become a lot more sophisticated as well. As creators have become much more equipped and more resource, you could say, the quality of their free content has increased. And this has also coincided, obviously, with AI. People can access AI and get their problem solved. So why should they sit through a course that you have sent out, and why should they do it through you? Because, well, they could maybe get it faster through AI. So that's going back to what I was making in point number 1, that people need to learn and trust you. Essentially, people are still willing to pay for courses, but the price that they're willing to pay is the equivalent of the speed that it takes for them to get from A to B faster. So they could waste time with AI. They could be wasting time going through YouTube. But if your course is clearly demonstratable, or your product is going to get them from A to B faster, then people are still willing to pay for that. But the old tactics, and this is going into point number 3, people are relying on very old school copywriting tactics and ways of launching products that I don't think are battle tested in today's world. You essentially need to create quite a larger brand presence right now. It is more important than it ever has been ever in our industry that you have some form of like following online to some extent. I'm not talking you need to be famous, but I'm just saying that people need to have seen your face at least. And now that unfortunately the statistics are saying for up to 5 to 10 hours before they even learn to believe or trust you. So you can't hide behind your copy anymore. You need to be front and center. That's who you are and your service and product. So whether that's in B2B or B2C, it doesn't matter. Like if it's e-commerce through to a high ticket sales funnel, all of it's the same. And I would know because we also coach and consult people in our business. So we see this every single day. So they need to see you. They need to learn and trust you. They need to spend a fair bit of time with you. And this is a thing that's just super critical for you to understand, because I remember being in Sydney and we're hearing this directly from Google and TikTok, is that people now and today is in also the economic climate that links into point number 3, is that people are less brand loyal to certain larger brands and they're happy to shop around. So that means as they click on your ad and they see that shoe, or they click on that and they see that service, they're about to be bombarded thanks to AI targeting with all other services and all other things at the same time. So what's going to make you stand out? If it's just like one single image ad, you're going to need a whole bunch more creatives. You're going to need a longer email sequence because you're going to be front and center for a longer period of time. And as the person, which we would call the messy middle of people going from YouTube to social media through their emails, like right now they're looking and they're shopping around, and you need to be at all those places at once, which is also very expensive and time consuming. So these are the things that I wish I'd understand now. If you want to build an email list up to over 1 million, well, obviously I'd love to teach you that, but I can't in this video. So if this has been helpful, let me know, because I just think this is so important right now for any business in whatever stage they're at. So make sure that you stand out. Make sure that your personality and your brand is showing and shining through in every single thing that you do. And I can guarantee you that if you like reverse engineer some of this stuff and you start shifting your media buying strategy to providing value, to piercing through, to extending and being aware of the fact that people now can wait up to 60 days until they'll make their first purchase for you. And we know this was like tens of thousands of customers have been through our thing, and I've tracked it through Hyros and things like that and seen how long sometimes these buyer journeys are. There are a lot. And many of you have just given up quickly because one funnel didn't work, or one single little product launch, or one little low ticket thing didn't work, or one sales funnel didn't work. Like, you have to be aware of the fact that we are in this massive, massive, massive extension of a buying cycle right now. And you need to be in more places at once to build that trust with them. Otherwise, many other people will be. So hopefully you found this helpful. Reach out if you have any other questions, and let me know in the comments if there's anything that you want me to clarify, and I will do my best. All right. I'll be talking to you very soon.